Hello everyone, this is a Vissim video today and I will talk about graphs or charts and the basics of it. We are going to take a look at an example and the example is shown on the screen. I prepared it before and we are going to make it again, but you can just see where we are going to get to. So this is a simple signalized intersection and I run it 3 times. You can see 3 times. And I take the vehicle network performance and I will have 3 intervals in each run: 600 to 800, 800 to 1000 and 1000 to 1.2 thousand. You can see these settings here. I also extract for all vehicle class. It is recommended to run it before, because if you run the model before you set up the chart, you will be able to see all of your options. There can be some situations when you try to set your chart up but you don't see yet the object, especially if it's an evaluation. So it make your, basically what I try to say is it will make your life easier if you run it before. So you need to go to View menu and create chart. This will bring up a window. There are multiple options. We are going to look at column today. And the next step, or the main thing you need to do before you do anything, is to scroll and select your object. So in our case, it's a vehicle network performance evaluation, because I want to show the average delay. You can save the chart layout. So I saved the previous one. But you can just click add and you can set up your chart layout. So next time you open the chart in this model, you will be able to just click that button and it will set it up for you automatically. So if you need to use it multiple times or often, or different setups, and you just want to quickly go through sometimes, it's very easy. It can also help if you have a template Vissim file, an IMPX file. You can save different graph setups in that one, and then when you build your model, you can just apply that. So we selected the object, and you can see on the right side it already put it in. Then in this area, that is your key setup area, you can see on the top you have a network object and attribute. So in the network object we have already dealt with. There is an attribute where we will select what attribute we want to show, or what attributes we want to show. You can set up multiple ones. And in the bottom you have 3 options. You can have different simulation runs, time intervals, and vehicle classes. You can make your life a lot simpler if you use the on and off and the all setting. So in our case, we want to show all simulation runs. So if you select simulation run and you select it on and off, it will bring up a new set of attributes. So if I click attributes now, after selecting this simulation run, if I go to average delay, you can see there is a simulation runs option there. If I do this and go back to attributes, there is no such option. You can still set up, because you can go into it and you can select the run you wanted, but be aware that if you haven't run your model yet, you will not be able to see it. But you can set up previously, before running your model, all simulation runs by just ticking that option there. So there is a choice there. So we want all simulation runs. So I tick on, go back to attributes and select it. So I want, let's say the simulation run, let's say I want the first period for all types. So this is the first period, 600 to 800, all types. If you select that you can see here as well the description, what that is. If I go back here, so let me just delete that. If I go back to attributes and select simulation run, and I've just tried to find the time period. There you are. So simulation runs 620 all types. If I select all, you can see it already lists all simulation runs there. If you don't select all, you can add simulation runs here as well. Only 2, or last 2, or just the middle one, or all 3. And if you select it, it still adds it. But if you just tick all, it automatically adds it, and in this case it is also grayed out because you can't remove from all because you use that setting. So just make sure that you understand what all means. And the same story applies for time intervals and for vehicle classes as well. Because I want to use all time intervals, I will use that too in a second. But before we go there, the x-axis, so it's a button, it's a radio button, so you can tick what you want to be on the x-axis. So if I select attributes, you can see the first period, so delay average will be placed there. You can have multiple attributes and it will have the attributes listed basically. So if I place, maybe let's do all time intervals first. So if I select time interval all, I go to network, I remove this, what I had, select, and now the first one is simulation runs, time intervals for all types vehicles. So if I select this will show me all time intervals and all runs. So to make sense here, I'm going to select simulation runs, all. So now you can see that the first is the blue, the second interval is red, and then green. If I just go back to show you the attributes option, you can see it doesn't really make a lot of, it doesn't look nice. So the right way to do it is to use simulation runs, because you want each simulation run to be grouped and separated out nicely. You can also do it differently. So simulation runs, you could have it for different vehicle classes as well. So if I do that, I select all, and you see it doesn't do anything because we didn't select that attribute. So it's all attribute there. If I delete it, and now I select this one with vehicle classes, it will show it for all vehicle classes. Let me just delete that and take away vehicle classes because I don't need it. And also, if you be aware that if you turn it on and off, that tick is still remaining and can be annoying here. So I would just recommend to tick that off and then undo it. And if you go back, I just put back average and time intervals all. So now we have our graphs. So let's move on, click OK. And it brings up a separate window. And as before, you can always just move these windows wherever you want. So it has the same settings as any other window in Vissim. So we have our window here. So let's do some tweaking. So if you click configure chart, that brings up the same setting window, or the same window where you can set the whole thing up. And then in this area, you have all the tweaks you can do. So you can set a different background color. Then You can add your chart title here. So as you can see, automatically it just creates this automatically generated one. So we don't want that. I want average delay in each run. And you can have, you can tick it on and off the visibility and the font size. Then what you see is the legend. It's quite straightforward. You just set the position and the font size. You can select the grid and you can select different zooms. In this case, it's not applicable, but I think this grid is quite useful. And then you can edit the axes. You can see by default it applies, takes the information from the attributes, but this is the X because I clicked on X. So I'm going to simulation runs axis. And you can also toggle the visibility on and off, and you can make some tweaks to the font, and you can also switch those on and off, and the different so if you want those numbers to be bigger, you can just do that. When we go to the Y, you can, it makes sense to switch on and off the unit. So it can be very helpful to see that it's seconds, and you can also you can just change it so you can see average delay. And if you want, you can just put seconds and you tick off that one, and then you have it there. Then this is more interesting here. So you need to select, when you click on this one, each series or each data basically that you show. You need to click on it, and then it brings up that that data. So here you add name. So this is you can just say average. We don't need to say average delay again, but we can say that, you know, this is warm up. Then I click again. I select and I say this is peak period. And the last one is the cool down or cool off. And you can see in the legend that it updates it. So that's the way how you do a graph. And just two very simple things here. So with that button, you can export the image and save it to your drive. With this one, you can just copy it to clipboard and you can paste it into Word, for example, immediately. So I hope you found it useful. Next time we will look into a bit more detailed stuff and doing some more objects and different looks and types. So thanks for watching, and if you want to support me, please consider subscribing, liking, commenting. The algorithm loves it. And if you really want to support me, you can always consider doing that on Patreon or on YouTube as a paying member. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.